Most certainly, the words Benny Hinn come to mind. He is internationally famous. He has been on international TV for years, and if anybody represents the face of the prosperity movement, it is almost certainly Benny Hinn. Well, Benny Hinn doesn't exist on this planet all by himself. He actually has family, and we have the privilege of talking to one of his family members today. His name is Hinn. His father's name is Henry, pastoring a church in Canada. Benny was pastoring a church in Florida, but as his fame increased, he decided to stop being a pastor of a local church, and he spent his days on the road doing major conferences around the globe. His nephew, the son of Pastor Henry Hinn, traveled with his Uncle Benny for 2 years. In other words, Hinn, the nephew of Benny Hinn, knows Uncle Benny quite well. Not only is he a family member, but he worked with his uncle for years. In other words, Hinn knows what he's talking about. He knows the behind the scenes. He knows Uncle Benny Hinn better than you and I ever will, and we have a privilege today because Costi has written a book called Defining Deception, Freeing the Church from the Mystical Miracle Movement. Read the book. It is a very fast read. Encourage you to get it. Read it. It will teach you the history of the charismatic movement. It will help you understand the main players. It will help you understand where this movement came from, because it really exploded onto the scene in the very early 20th century, and now I dare say it is the fastest growing version of Christianity in the world. To talk to us about that movement is the nephew of Benny Hinn, Hinn. Costi, very grateful, sir, that you're joining us today on Wretched.
Thankful to be here, Todd. I really appreciate your ministry.
We'll just see if you say that in a few minutes, Pally. All right, I've got a few questions for you. Obviously, okay. Costi, do you hate your uncle?
Absolutely not.
Do you have an axe to grind?
No, I'm not sure what the phrase means, but do I have a bone to pick? Would that be another one?
Yeah, sure.
Not at all.
All right. Would you like to see your Uncle Benny hurt, thrown in jail, ostracized, mocked?
Definitely not.
All right. With that in mind, sir, you traveled with your uncle for 2 years, working for him on the road. I would like to ask you, Costi, if you were watching television one night and you're flipping through the channels, because that's what we men do, we flip through the channels, and there appears your Uncle Benny Hinn on a platform on Christian TV asking for money. Costi, would you send money into your uncle's ministry?
I wouldn't, and that's because working with him and really growing up in the inner circle of the faith healing and prosperity gospel and word of faith movement, and add all the others, charismatic, third wave, all of that, I saw where the money went. I knew why we would begin to fundraise harder at certain times throughout the year based on spending and whatnot. And it's a lifestyle that is built for us on the backs of the sick and the poor, and donations are key to maintaining that lifestyle. And so I know there's well-intentioned people that give money to faith healers and little old ladies that are really being deceived. And so they mean well, and I think God is merciful and saves many people out of the movement. We know that happens all the time. But no matter the intentions of people who give, that money is going towards maintaining the lifestyle of that man or woman.